This seemingly quiet, handsome man, he loves to hear the sound of a girl dying. He has brutally murdered 12 women. This little flower girl has also become a prey. As soon as the girl arrives at the mansion, she's tied to the dining table. He laughed and laughed as he abused her. He showed her pictures of his family. The girl was in agony. It's about time. The guy takes off his headphones and walks up to her. He touches the girl gently. He smiled a little. Then he took out a fishing line and strangled her neck until the blood gushes out. Kim Kwon-il was a teenage warlord in North Korea. He was a serial killer, but no one dared to arrest him. The girl has a family of 4. From the yard to the room, the girl's family of 4 was brutally murdered. Uncle Lee from the security department stared angrily at the victim's family photos, but when he presented the evidence of the crime to his leader, the leader transferred Uncle Lee to a job in the countryside and made him hand over his ID card and gun. He was dismissed just like that. Of course, Kim Kwon-il wouldn't let Uncle Lee go. He tortured and killed all his men. He left Uncle Lee lying in the grass to die. 2 years later, when his warlord father was purged, Kim Kwon-il was sent to live in Korea. In half a year, he tortured and killed 9 women. Even the police officer investigating the case was killed. The serial killings caused panic. The chief had to call in Dow from the team. He told him to catch the real killer. Do was able to extract the glass residue from the victims' bodies. He found the body fluid of Kim Kwon-il in the victims' bodies. He took his team and prepared to arrest him. At this time, Kim Kwon-il was still reading a book. As a key member of NSA, Mr. Jang arrested Kim Kwon-il first for other reasons. Dow didn't show any weakness. He took out an arrest warrant, but Kim Kwon-il smiled and let them take him away. In fact, Kim Kwon-il was in possession of his father's secret account. The National Security Bureau is cooperating with Country A. They sent Mr. Jung to protect Kim Kwon-il. He immediately contacted a team of lawyers. He also asked his men to find Kim Kwon-il's minions, facing the police's accusation. The lawyer presented Kim Kwon-il's alibi. To stall for time, Dow can only seize the remaining 24 hours of the arrest warrant. Through the surveillance video near Kim Kwon-il's house, he investigated them one by one. Dow finally found out Kim Kwon-il's alibi, and their every move is being watched by Chang. He's prepared a countermeasure. Dow threw the information in front of Kim Kwon-il. Before Chang could leave the station, he turned himself in with his henchmen. He took all the blame. It's all because his name is Kim. He holds billions of dollars in secret accounts of the North Korean top brass. A country is watching him closely. So they pressured the NSA to release Kim Kwon-il. Dow was furious when he arrived at the police station. Kim Kwon-il was being handed over to the NSA. Do was beating the hell out of them. Kim Kwon-il laughed. The serial killer was released, but Dow was suspended for his violence against the suspect. He was suspended. When Dow returned home, he met an unexpected guest. It turns out that the vengeful Uncle Lee had survived. He brought out evidence of Kim Kwon-il's crimes in North Korea. They're going to join forces to punish this murderer. On the other hand, Kim Kwon-il was locked up in a hotel. When he saw the woman's neck, he had a second thought. When Lao Zhang arrived at the scene, the female colleague was already dying. Zhang realized how perverted he was. Zhang beat him up, trampled him under his feet. He said that if he handed over the secret account, he would keep him safe. They made a deal. Kim Kwon-il walked out of the room leisurely. He didn't expect Dow to arrive again. He showed the video of Kim Kwon-il's crime to the public. Now, even the A-listers can't be saved. Dow laughed at Kim Kwon-il. Then he did an over-the-shoulder wrestling. A group of policemen blocked Dow. The commissioner himself called to tell him to mind his own business. In a world dominated by money and power, Dow had to give in. Kim Kwon-il, who was determined to avenge his past, just released the handcuffs. He grabbed the cop's gun. No sooner had Kim Kwon-il released the handcuffs, he grabbed the police's gun. After a series of stabbings, a smile appeared on his face and Dow fell into a pool of blood. The A nationals immediately had Kim Kwon-il taken away. Chang couldn't stand by and watch any longer. He drove his car to catch up with the A country's car, but an SUV crashed directly into the car. It was Uncle Lee, who was a victim of Kim Kwon-il's revenge. He's going to judge this evil man himself. With a few punches, Kim Kwon-il was dragged away by Uncle Lee like an animal. And old Chang just watched him take Kim Kwon-il away, because he no longer believed in the truth. Uncle Lee took Kim Kwon-il to the fishing boat, but Uncle Lee didn't know Kim Kwang-ail's warlord father had turned over a new leaf. The people on the fishing boat had already been bribed. Kim Kwang-ail changed his coat. He raised his gun. He smiled at Uncle Lee. The photos of all the victims were just scattered in the sea, and Dao became a vegetable. When Lao Zhang learned that Kim Kwang-ail was still alive, he also realized they were all victims of political struggle. 2 years later he quit his job and became an assassin. The A nationals approached Chang again. They asked him to save a man. He entered the building. He quickly took care of the minions in the hallway. He came into the room, took care of everyone. He dragged his chair and sat down. The person he was asked to save was the murderer. Kim Kwang-ail was happy to see a familiar face, but he didn't realize old Chang didn't say much. He shot him again. Kim Kwang-ail was tortured and begged for mercy, but Jung didn't change his face. He said he didn't need anything. Chang has been waiting for 2 years. He's been waiting for this day. Chang punished serial killer Kim Kwang-ail with his own hands. Then he walked out of the building with his backpack. He gave the backpack to a man from A. He told him not to look for him again. Otherwise, the next time they meet, he'll be dead. Before he left, he even gave a gesture to the Yanks to find more conclusive evidence. Kim Kwang-ail smiled confidently.